We really got to make coding easier on beginners. It's really hard to start getting into coding, especially without any prior experience, which is why today I want to try to help you with some of the basic concepts. Today I'm going to be teaching you about if, and else statements in Python, Java, or any other language you're working with. This way of thinking that I'm going to share with you really helped me when I first started, and hopefully it helps you too. Say you want to go outside, but you're not sure if it's raining. We don't want to get wet, so we want to see if it's raining, then we should put on a rain jacket. But if it's not raining, then we can continue how we were. And that's if statements. We check if a special condition is true or false, run an extra piece of code if it's true. And if it's false, we just keep moving forward. So now I'm going to teach you how to code an if statement. I'll be teaching you in Python, but if you're not using Python, don't worry, because I've translated all the code in this video into one file in a bunch of other different languages. It's in the link in the description. So we start by typing the word if, and this lets Python know we want to start an if statement. Then we do our condition, which is anything that ends in true or false. So our condition will be a Boolean value, which already ends in true or false, and that's going to be is raining, because we want to check if it's raining. Next, we do a colon and go to the next line and tab into it. This lets Python know that we want to run this code if our condition's true. So technically, this is inside the if statement. So what do we want to do when it's raining? Well, we want to put on our rain jacket. And we'll just call that function when it's raining. And that's it. So we start with our keyword if, to let it know we're doing an if statement. Next we do our condition. And if it's true, we run this. If it's false, we just skip right through it and go to the end. And we can run whatever code we want here. The special thing about this condition is that this can be anything that's true and false. So it doesn't have to be a Boolean. It can be an equality or a less than. So we can see if A is equal to B, or if A is less than B, or A is less than 1,000. You can do any of this. And that makes if statements really powerful. A lot of the times when we use if statements, we want to see if something's equal to something else. So I'll put this here to see if A is equal to 0, and this should help you when you're actually using this code on your own. And what do we want to do? If A is equal to 0, then we'll do stuff when A is 0. And that's it. That's an if statement. By the way, this pound sign here is just a comment. So that means it ignores everything on the line and is just used for instructional purposes. So now I'm going to teach you about else statements. So just how an if statement can run code if something's true, an else statement can run things when that same condition is false. So in this example, we can say else and colon tab over, and this will be run when A is anything but 0. So just like in our raining example, if it wasn't raining, we could do an extra step too. So we could like put on shades or take a layer off or something like that. But the trick here is that only one piece of code gets run in any sort of if-else statement. So either this one or this one. And that's else statements. The last one is else if. And in Python it's called elif. Else ifs let us test more than one condition, which is super useful. Now we know if A is 0 or not. That's great and all, but what if A is 1 or A is 2? This can be really useful when handling IDs, doing different things for different people, or checking strings, seeing if names are equal to each other. So I'm going to make an else if statement, or elif in Python. I'll delete this to make it a little easier. So if A is 0, we can do stuff when A is 0. But else, if A is equal to 1, then we can do stuff when A is 1. Or we can even do stuff when A is equal to 2. And you can tag on as many of these else ifs as you want. So that's really useful. I use it all the time to check what different variables are equal to at any given time. And then if it's anything else, we can just put our else at the end. And remember, only one of these gets run because a can only be one value. It can't be both 0 and 1 at the same time. It has to be 0, 1, 2, or something else. And that's how you can use if-else statements. And just like how I said at the beginning of the video, I believe that we should make coding less confusing for those who are just starting off. Yeah, you have internet resources and you can Google different things, but a lot of the documentation sucks. Since you're still probably getting used to all the syntax, or even if you're used to the syntax but you're switching over to different languages, I've provided this template for you that you can use in any of your programs. Everything that I've coded in this video is in here. So just the single if statement, the if else, an if with one elif and an else, and then two else ifs. And I have that exact same code translated over to a bunch of other different languages. And you can use this code in any of your programs. You can just copy and paste it and just change the condition and the code that goes inside. So I have Java here for you, JavaScript, Swift, which is a iOS app development coding language, C and C++, C#, Ruby, PHP, Objective-C, and Perl. And as you can see, a lot of it are the same concepts. They're just a little different. So for example, Objective-C is kind of the same, except it has parentheses and it uses curly braces. So you can find this in the link in the description. You can just save it on your desktop and you can copy and paste this code when you need it, so you don't have to remember the small syntax. I'd rather give you the building blocks than have you spend hours a day trying to figure out what the right syntax is. You can let me know if this was useful to you by liking the video or commenting. If I see that it's helping a lot of people, then I'll make more. If you think this template would help out one of your friends or someone you know, you can just share this video with them or even just share the file. If you believe in my mission or you like the templates, then you can subscribe and you'll be one of the first ones to get it. I hope I helped you learn something in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.